If on average you spend 3 hours per day on your cell phone, that will equate to exactly 1.8 months of time staring at your screen per year. Welcome, my fellow phone addicts, to the intervention you never knew you needed. Can you relate to this? You just woke up, the alarm went off, and immediately you go for your phone. You're checking social media, you're checking email, news, text, videos, you name it. Isn't it kind of odd that before you've even begun your day, you're seeing how everyone else has started theirs? Mindless scrolling of lives lived, news that you can't affect, email that has nothing to do with your goals. An hour later, you finally get out of bed feeling as tired as you were when you woke up. Today, we're tackling the elephant in the room, your beloved cell phone. Yes, it's time to face the music. Your phone is a drug. But first, let's circle back to how we all got here. Think back a little bit. Remember when you got your first cell phone? You took it out of its case and immediately put it in your pocket to see if it would fit. Remember how it felt when you realized you would never be lost again because you finally had Google Maps loaded on your phone, or how you could literally call anyone you ever wanted at any time, anywhere. You couldn't wait to show all your friends. Watch a movie on it, play games, download apps, pretty much having a PC in your pocket. Now fast forward to today. The novelty has worn off, the excitement is no longer there, but now it has become a piece of us, kind of like a third hand. What changed? Now, it's not that the tech has gotten worse or the functionality of the device has diminished, but what has changed is you now require your phone be next to you 24/7, even if you don't need it. When you walk out the door, what do you grab first? Your keys, your wallet, and yes, your phone. And yet, not 20-ish years ago, nobody thought about grabbing a phone to leave the house. It was always grab your wallet, grab your keys, and leave. Now, if you accidentally leave your phone at home, you feel the world is going to end because you will miss your updates, or your messages, or your, oh, heaven forbid, a phone call that you really don't want to take anyway, or your favorite YouTube video, or the list goes on. You will turn your car around and go back home even if it means being late for work. It's almost painful, right? Well, this is directly because the amount of stimulus or dopamine that you are receiving after every time you swipe to open your phone and browse whatever it is that you're into. There comes a crash afterwards, almost to the point that it's painful not to pick up the phone again. This is because the amount of dopamine in your blood has dropped below your normal baseline, but now it has to be raised even higher, so you resort to picking up the phone again. But in order to achieve the same effect, just as you did when you first time picked it up, now you have to pick it up for longer and longer and longer. You see the cycle? I noticed this pattern over time as the quality of sleep started to go down, because before I went to sleep and when I woke up, I immediately was on the phone, closing out the day and starting out the day in someone else's life. This has to stop. I decided to run an experiment on myself and spend 7 days without access to my phone except for phone calls and text. First, the rules. You cannot have your phone next to your bed when you wake up or fall asleep. You cannot go to the bathroom with your phone. You cannot have your phone at any meal. Let's start. Waking up the first day was one of the weirdest experiences, as I was so used to reaching out for the phone, unlocking it, and death scrolling. Now, instead of staying in bed to binge on my daily dose of scrolling, I got out of bed and started the day. Made breakfast, had coffee, and made my business phone calls and did my editing. This had actually made me feel a lot more productive, as I didn't feel like I started the day with an anchor of guilt that I usually dragged around for not being productive by 9 a.m. Wow, I'm already feeling the effect of not having my phone next to me. And this is really weird because I'm used to sitting down with my coffee and catching up on the news or scrolling Instagram or looking at the weather for no reason. Then I would go on a walk, and sometimes I have my phone with me, and nope, not this time. I reached inside my pocket and almost had a moment of panic. And I didn't notice, though, everything was more streamlined in the sense that I went from one action to the next, but almost in slow motion because my brain was already heading back to the phone as it felt like I needed some more stimuli or something in order to get going. And it feels good for sure, but now I can just concentrate on the things around me versus the things that have zero impact on my day besides wasting time. And then nighttime rolled around. This presented its own kind of challenge because as the day came to an end and it felt like I was missing something, I had to think of something that would take the place of the time wasted on my phone. Striking up conversations with the family, reading a book, and journaling seemed to be the natural progression for the new way of ending the day. It was definitely different, but it felt right somehow as the actions were not hollow, but stimulating and fulfilling at the same time. I think the best thing that you could possibly do is create physical separation from the thing that is causing the problem. So I've decided to keep it in the living room away from the bedroom so as not to create the temptation to look at it. Okay, day 1 down, 6 to go. So far, the clarity and the silence has been almost deafening as I'm so used to having something on at all times throughout the day. Looking forward to tomorrow though. Catch you then. I still reached for it. Why is this so weird? It was a little easier, but at the same time, I could still feel some sort of weird draw to picking up the phone. I decided to try and figure out what was really drawing me into this cyclical way of living with my phone by doing some research online and listening to some podcasts about the reactive behavior to dopamine and why is it so difficult to stay away from our phones. The brain is wired to expect a feedback loop of action and reward. So when you pick up your phone, you have this unknown when you open your favorite social media app or news apps or knowledge bases because you never know what you're going to find, whether it be through validation or progress or some sort of entertainment. It's the surprise effect, which is the reward just like in video games or gambling for that matter. It takes little to no effort to just pick it up and swipe, and you are instantly pulled into this matrix of instant gratification. It's the same with when you're eating like junk food or playing those video games or drugs or anything else that has a reward feedback loop that is instant. Laying here, I just get to calm myself and think about what happened during the day and write down what could I have done better and what I want to accomplish tomorrow. I feel like I'm rewiring myself, so instead of trying to find the reward at the end of the action, I'm actually finding pleasure in the process. Okay, day 2 down and is complete. System shutting down. See you in the morning. I can't stress how important going to bed on time is, as well as the importance of the reduction of blue screens and mindless scrolling on our cell phones. Not only is it detrimental to our health, but also our relationships. You're feeling tired the next day because your nighttime routine is completely out of balance. From random waking up at night to fights with your significant other because you have literally forgotten how to communicate due to your overload of information and our mindless scrolling. Our dependency on the other person has been replaced by an object that cannot feel or reciprocate, leaving you emotionless and disconnected. Kind of the very definition of a robot. Okay, day 3 down. Time for that energy bar to be refilled. I'll see you in the morning. There there is a much better direction in the day, I feel, as the habit is getting established and things are being accomplished early. It's becoming way more enticing than worrying about what the world is doing. I really want to emphasize the importance of discipline during this time. It's different than motivation because motivation comes and goes, and you should use motivation more like an energy drink. When you have it, take full advantage of it, and when you don't, remember that the road to a better version of yourself is not found in the past, but in the process of the present. It will take being focused on your goal that you have set for yourself, and that this journey you are in is a direct reflection of the person you are trying to become. This was the day I could say I felt about 10% pull to get to my phone. If I was to put a percentage on it, it was in my mind, but nowhere near the level it was when I first started this challenge. Let's just say it's freeing, to say the least. What I feel now is the highlight of this small journey is the understanding and the realization that whatever you set your mind to, you can achieve. This sounds cliche, but sometimes the cliches are there for a reason. You can be better than the day before. It's sometimes incremental, but the small steps are the foundation to which big progress is built upon. You have to understand that nothing great came from being comfortable. You can liken the progress to a single cell. You're either in a state of burning or in a state of growth. What I'm trying to get to today is to be able to reflect on what was and change what is. I did find a way so that on the iPhone and Android, you can set a passcode for your used screen time, but this will only work if you have someone else set the passcode. And let's face it, if the screen pops up on your screen and it's time to, put the passcode in, chances are you will bypass that. So give that pin to someone else. Give it to your friend, give it to your partner, your family, your dog, whatever it takes. Time for another night where I can actually get some sleep. See you in the morning. All right, we came this far. Let's keep going. I'm definitely getting used to this now. I feel good and refreshed this morning, and I can see the progress of the task list, reducing faster and faster, which frees up more time to get moving on some other things that I want to improve in my life. The business is thriving, the workouts are on point, and it's just a great feeling to be so much better at just not wasting time, which is really what that cell phone is a waste of time that you could be doing something else and getting better at and helping someone and doing something for your family or doing something for your friends, doing something for your neighbor. 2 months of time saved is 2 months of time earned. So let's just keep going. Waking up today was really just the beginning. I know it's the last day, but I think this detox of just media altogether is something that everyone could use. Maybe society would be a little more connected without the simulated connection of screens. And reaching out isn't just picking up your phone or sending a text or handing a phone off to your kid and saying be quiet isn't parenting. We really have to be cognizant of how these devices, while amazing and can be used for good, can also cause havoc throughout our lives if not kept in check. There is something to getting rid of all this technology. There is something to being in the present and understanding that you don't have to have all this distraction, that you can become something better through silence. Okay, the week is over. 7-day challenge is now complete. Let me know what you thought in the comments, if you want to see more like it, and did it affect or impact you in any way, shape, or form? I think we can all learn something from this, and I challenge you to go and try this for yourself. I'm gonna go enjoy some beach time now, and without my cell phone. See you on the next one.